Page 22, Gallop. 2/4 time, no sharps or flats when the key is C major. Make sure you can do the C major scale. We got 16th notes all over the place, so let's take a look at this. Right hand first, and right now I'm just going to connect everything. I'll do the staccatos and all that junk later. I just want to focus on fingering and notes and rhythm. So I'm starting out up here. 1 E and a 2 E and a. 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 1 E and a 2. I get too tired of going 1 E and a 2 E and all the time, so I just go 1 and 2 and I know there's 2 16th notes in there. So again, it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. For the most part, that's actually the rhythm. Now when you get to the measure 5, I don't recommend that. So I'm going to suggest maybe the C major scale fingering. So it's here. Put the thumb on the F. Here. Let's look at this carefully. In measure 5, the last note is a C. In measure 6, the last note is an E. That's 3 ledger lines. In measure 7, the last note is in outer space. It's got 3 ledger lines, 4 ledger lines. I'm forgetting, it's up here, it's a G. So each of these you're going up. Well, won't that be fun? Okay, so let's work a fingering out here, because this is a rather quick little piece. You don't have time to be trying to move around and aim your little finger where you want to go. So we'll figure out a fingering that helps make that maybe a little less cumbersome, a little less hard. No. So I already said in measure 5, you just use a C major scale. And there, you're already there. Not a problem. Well, in measure 6, that doesn't work real well, because you have to reach way up here. Now, if you got large hands, you can do that. You can reach that. Another way you can do it is adjust your fingering just a little bit. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Put the thumb on the G. You need to be able to go from 4 to 1 anyway, so don't shy away from it. So I suggest that. 4 here and then a 1. Now you can reach the E more easily. Then for measure 7, it'd be the same one, same fingering as measure 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Because now you just reach up an octave and you got the G. And then claps. So that's what I'm recommending on the fingering. And then going on, that next note and the next measure is an E here. And you can, if you want, scrunch up and use a little finger, it's fine. Because this way you're in position to go on. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. And then for measure 13, crunch up again just a little bit and a little finger. You're going to do this, it's like a sequence going down. In measure 16, they're telling you 4th finger. So 4th. Then in the last line, measures 21, 22, and 23, it's the same fingering we had before. So the first measure 21 is 1, 2, 3, 1. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 for the next 2. So, left hand, broken chords, and it's in treble clef. So we're here. Now, you can do, they're saying do this. Use 5, 3, 1 on all of these. So you're here, here. For the sake of simplicity, or that is to keep it simple, we'll just do that. Use 3 and 5. Here. When you get to measure 6, 7, and 8, and all those, you're going to keep going up. Then for measure 9, you have the chords, and you can, if you want, go ahead and do that, but I would recommend the first one you do a 4, 2, 1, and then a 5, 3, 1. Can you go from this to this? You're better off if you can learn to do that. That move comes in handy occasionally, so I'm recommending you try that here. So on measure 9, the first one is 2, 4, 1, and then a 3, 5, 1. And then you just come down one. You ought to rest. You can do that. You do the F, and then you come down again. 2 measures later, do the E, and then later you come down to here, and then eventually in measure 17, you're back. Now go down to the bottom, last 2 measures. You're here. I suggest you do, again, a 3, 1, 5, and then again, we're going up the keyboard again. And then here's a 4, and then here. For the last measure, 3, 1, 4, and then a 5, 3, 1. That's what they have in the book. It's a little tricky. Let's put the hands together. What could possibly go wrong here, huh? So both hands are slightly moving around a little bit. So you work this out however slow you got to go. It doesn't matter. And those measures that are giving you problems, just go over those measures a few times. Once you have a handle on getting the hands together at some speed, real slow is fine. Speed isn't important right now. Then we can go back and add the articulation, because that just makes it a little more harder, a little more difficult, a little harder, whatever. And the right hand, you slur. Lift up between each slur, like taking a breath. Go on. And then measure 4, you stop. And a tenuto, linger on that. Don't cut that short, but lift up before you go on. See, slur staccato. And the left hand is just 2-note slurs. Down, up, down if you can. At the same time you're doing all that other stuff in the right hand. Oh, piece of cake, right? Lift up. Lift up. So that's a little tricky there in the 3rd measure. But here, it's different. And then going on now, remember we got different fingerings going on here, so watch out. Now, on measure 9, you have a staccato and an accent, and nothing in the left hand. With the left hand, you're just going to play these nice. You can't connect them, and you don't need to make them short. Just play them. Kind of play the right hand like you're playing the left. Lift up at the same time. And the accent, you play them a little louder. Just. So forth, and then to measure 11, I'll slow this way down again to 1. The idea, but you can sort of do the articulation. Then we can add the dynamics. Well, it's loud, and this is for the right hand. The melody's in the right hand. The left hand needs to be background. So how loud that is, well, it's up to you, but keep it in the background. How loud is loud? You decide. Not super loud, just loud. And you're staying loud for the most part until you get over to measure 9 with the accents. That's going to make those notes very loud, more or less. I mean, what can you do when they're short? But keep the left hand down. And then you're loud. And then on measure 13, it's accents again. And then you see the whole piece is on the loud side. Well, you're not going to stay exactly loud. You can get a little louder and softer as you feel it, but you got to get to know the music well enough that you're not thinking about notes and articulation and all that junk. You're getting into the music. Then you can start expressing it, feeling it, and changing that dynamic. Just stay on the loud side throughout. Not exactly a piece that's going to put a little baby to sleep on this one. Speed-wise, well, this is like pouring lemon on the cut. Animato is animated, which is quick. Now, it has to be your quick. So it just move. Think about horse galloping or something galloping. But those 16th notes got to be all even. So what can you do and control that? Again, find the hardest part in the piece, wherever that is. Is it this part on measure 11? Is that, or is it the measure 6 and 7 type stuff? Whatever the hardest part is for you, how fast can you play that accurately? That's how fast you can take it. So you do your animato, not mine or anybody else's, whatever it is. I'm sure you can find recordings of this and people will play it at different speeds, but it doesn't matter. You got to take it at your speed that you can play it accurately, but it is on the quick side. I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics. There isn't much anyway. So I'll give us 2 counts. I'm going to go ready and go, and then we're going to go. But I'm going to put the metronome on 8th notes. So it's going to beat 8th notes. Ready and go, and 1.